Alright, Brush Monkeys, welcome back. And this week we are painting the Purple Witch from the Frostgrave Witches box set. She looks like she's going to be a little bit of fun. She's got this magic effect coming out of her hand. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to do that with like maybe a fluorescent yellow or a yellow glaze to make it stand apart from the purple of her outfit. Her outfit's going to be a combination of Hive Dweller purple, Magus purple, and Shyish purple speed paints and contrast paints. But her leathers, these two pouches and the belt she's wearing, are going to be Zealot yellow speed paint to kind of make them stand out from the purple of the outfit. But I'm thinking the magic effect should probably be yellow too. Just kind of make that stand out a little bit. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to glaze that with some yellow. So I had it set aside with some Druchii Violet and some purple, old school purple ink wash from Citadel. But I think I'm going to scrap that idea and do the yellow glaze instead to make it stand out a little more. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and go start painting on her, and then we will come back and see how she looks. All right? See you in a bit. Bye. Alright, so I've gotten a fair amount done on our gal here. As you can see, I got the skin done. The skin wash is still a little wet in places. Got her hair done because there wasn't a whole lot of that showing. I decided she looked a little older, so maybe the Nightmare Black wasn't quite appropriate, so I dulled it down with a little Longbeard Gray. And then did her underdress in the Shyish purple. That's the darkest one. I may find some Vallejo paints or something to give that a little bit of highlight, because it doesn't really... The Shyish purple is nice, but it's really, really dark purple, and it doesn't really do the contrast thing where it highlights and shades and all that all in one step. It just kind of coats everything in one paint. It's just a really thin purple paint. Doesn't really act as a contrast. So all those little folds and creases and whatnot are kind of lost on that. Also got a little bit of the skin you can see right on the front of her mantle here. So I'm going to go back over the mantle with Wolf Gray from Vallejo Game Color. It's basically the equivalent of the Gray Seer paint for contrast. I'm going to go over that whole hood with that, and I hope that will make the Magus purple, which is usually pretty weak purple, kind of pop a little more than it normally does. And then this middle dress here will be the Hive Dweller speed paint. As you can see, I went ahead and did the magic effect with the Lamenter's yellow glaze. I think that looks really fantastic on there. I think that came out really nice. I think especially in contrast with the rest of the purple, I think it's going to look really nice on that. Just the magic effect and the pouches being yellow and the rest of it being purple with the two being complementary colors, I think it's going to look really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and go do the mantle, and then do the mantle and probably some highlights on that purple and see what we can do there. All right, and then we'll come back and take a look at it. See you in a bit. Bye. All right, I made some more progress here, so update time. As you can see, I got her underskirt highlighted with this lighter purple, and it stands out a little bit more. I put the Hive Dweller purple over the overdress, and this acts much more... It's still dark, but it acts much more like a contrast paint. You can see where it's kind of highlighted and shaded all in there. I might do a light highlight of that on that as well. Also did her bracers and her hood with the Wolf Gray, so when I put the Magus purple on those, I think they'll stand out really nicely. And yeah, she's coming along. She's coming along pretty nicely. I'm kind of rethinking my idea of doing the pouches and belt in yellow. I think now that I've got the Wolf Gray on there, that I think they might look better in the Magus purple. I'm going to do the hood and bracers first and see how that looks. And if I like it, then I might go ahead and do the pouches and belts in Wolf Gray and Magus purple. Just do them in a lighter purple, because I think that might look better than the yellow. So and then just leave the yellow for her her magic effect. So anyway, I'm gonna go try that out, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so I've got the Magos purple on there, and it's, like I said, it's a pretty weak little purple. It's thin, and it's not very dark purple, not a very strong color. And it does tend to do the contrast thing a little bit too well. It keeps going way light on the high points, but it looks really nice in the shadows. So I think maybe 2 or maybe 3 coats of that might look pretty good. It looks okay on the bracers where I've done multiple coats. But we're going to let that dry, and then I think that is going to be how I'm going to do the pouches and stuff. I think I'm going to go over the pouches with Wolf Gray and then do them the same as the hood and the bracers. I think that's going to look better than the yellow that I had planned for that. Might do her shoes that way too. I don't know. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to let that dry, probably give it a few more coats, and then we'll do the pouches and belts. All right, see you in a bit. Alright, so I went ahead and did the pouches and the belts with the Wolf Gray and went over them with the Magos Purple. And I did a few more coats of the Magos Purple. That's like 4 or 5 coats now on the hood and bracers. And you can see that's a much stronger color. It's a much deeper, richer color. And at the same time, I feel like the 1 coat on the pouches and belts is probably good. I think I'm going to leave it at that, because that still differentiates that purple from the hood purple on both sides. And I also did her shoes in Army Painter's hardened leather, because there's not a whole lot of shoes showing there. It's just like the very tip or side of them, and most of that's going to be lost when I do the base. And I'm going to be doing the base the same as the others. Absolution Green, Niblet Green dry brush, Forest Green base band. So I think she turned out really well. I really like the variations in purple. I went ahead and highlighted her middle cloak, and I think that turned out pretty nicely. So yeah, there's variations in purple, and then the yellow magic effect I think came out really nicely. It's still kind of a transparent effect, which is cool. It's got that glaze on it. And yeah, I think it turned out really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and do her base, and I think the next time you see this lady, she'll be completely done. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit. Alright, brush monkeys, there she is. Our finished purple witch from the Frostgrave Witches box set. So up next we'll paint the brown witch next week. And yeah, I think she turned out really good. I really like how she looks. So thanks for watching. And like I said, we're going to paint the brown witch next week. We got the brown witch and the white witch left. Then we'll wrap up the series. And I think they're looking pretty good. So I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom here. If you like what you see, click like down below, and if you want to be notified when new videos get posted, click subscribe. And in the meantime, if you want to support us in any way, check me out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We're on all those platforms. If you see a miniature on the site that you want to make one of your own, hit me up on Instagram. I can quote you a price for that. And if you want any Flying Monkey Studios merchandise, like t-shirts, things like that, hit me up on storefrontier.com/flyingmonkeystudios and get all your merch there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.